Right behind you is my newly acquired, but very much not brand new Bugatti Veyron Grand Sport. I bought it just about a month ago, and it was originally the Frankfurt Motor Show car, and then Birdman owned it. He gave it to Justin Bieber as a present. Floyd Mayweather had it for a little while, and little Uzi Vert still has my speed key. And I had always dreamt of having one ever since the car was announced over 20 years ago, and I am so glad to have made it home from Miami driving it.
That's so cool. And then we got a spiker, I see.
Yes,
behind.
I've always loved spikers. I think they represent such an interesting approach to building supercars. Very bespoke, very unique, very rare, but such a cool driving experience. So that's a 2009 C8 La Violette. And then behind me is the 2006 Gallardo that really was the car that started Car Trek, a show that I did with Tyler Hoover and Freddie Hernandez, both veterans of your show. Yeah. And certainly had a lot of fun. That one was in a Santa Monica mudslide. The spiker was quite neglected. This thing's lived some hard days, but at the end of the day, I'm always searching for the worst examples of the coolest cars. That's always kind of been my mindset. That and trying to look like I won the lottery 10 years ago tends to be the best way for me to avoid my greatest allergy, which is automotive depreciation.
Yeah, you're very much 2004 rich, as they say.
I found out about that Facebook group recently, and now there's also recession rich, which I think I'm a little more recession rich than 04 rich. But I got there, and they're like, "We've been waiting for you," and I'm like, "Oh, this is good. It's my people." I mean, they're just celebrating all these Escalades on spinners and all my cars. It's amazing.
It's so cool. But then you also have a few Lamborghinis that are currently in a shop. I see, like
exactly,
very rare examples, though.
Yeah, and so my favorite car of all time is a manual transmission Lamborghini Murcielago LP640. And I fell in love with the cars when they were first released, setting records for the fastest times at Nardo and stuff like that. I remember reading all the automotive magazines because there was no real exposure to exotic cars back then when I was growing up in high school. And I just thought the Mercy was perfect. And so the second iteration of that, the LP640 that they made from 07 to 09 is my favorite. And the fact that you could get it with a manual transmission, but not many people did, that became one of my obsessions while I was working at Lamborghini Atlanta. And so I've had a bunch of them. I've had 9 Mercies so far, but right now I've got 2. I've got a coupe and a roadster of a manual LP640, and there's only 23 U.S. coupes and only 10 U.S. roadsters, so they're proper rare, which has been nice. Sometimes it's really cool when the car that you honestly love and always dreamt of also goes up in value once you buy it. And so that's been a lovely little twist in the story.
Do you know how many Lamborghinis you have owned in your entire life?
So I've had 64 cars in my life. I'm able to keep that as a list on our VINWiki app so I can go back and see what's happened to them since I sold them. Lambos had 9 Mercies, 5 Gallardos, 2 Diablos. So yeah, I mean a bunch, and that's most of the wealth that I've ever accumulated has been in buying these cars and flipping them or making them go up in value. And so, we were talking about cost bases and things like that. Like, it's all very, very low because they all represent a lot of transactions becoming whatever is here. So, I mean, I got rid of 7 cars to buy that. And that's how the whole thing works.
Now, all of this reminds me that the future of business is really uncertain because if you ask 9 different experts, you're going to get 10 different answers from a bull market to bear market. Stocks go up, they go down. It's really confusing, and it would be very helpful to have a crystal ball.
But until that happens, over 40,000 businesses have already future-proofed their business with NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud ERP bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR into one fluid platform. Plus, with just one unified business management suite, there is just one source of truth giving you all of the visibility and control you need to make quick decisions. And with real-time insights and forecasting, you're peering into the future with actionable data.
When you're able to close the books in days and not weeks, you're spending less time looking backwards and more time looking for what's next. So whether you're earning millions or even hundreds of millions, NetSuite helps you respond to immediate challenges and seize your biggest opportunities. And speaking of opportunity, right now you could download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/iced. Again, netsuite.com/iced with the link down below in the description. netsuite.com/iced. Thank you so much, NetSuite, for sponsoring this episode. And now back to the podcast.